Welcome to Episode 2 of Behind the Curtain from ARJR Studio. Part of Nomad's Tales Studio. Today's subject is about Pegasus spyware used by the world's governments. The term Project Pegasus primarily refers to a significant international investigative journalism initiative that exposed the widespread use of the Pegasus spyware to target journalists, political figures, activists, and others. But like everything, it starts as a good innovation, but men turn the software and corrupt it for their selfish purposes. The governments around the world are using the software to spy on terrorists and civilians. Here, in a nutshell, is a breakdown of Pegasus spyware. Pegasus spyware developer, the Israeli cyberarms company NSO Group. Functionality. Pegasus is a highly intrusive form of spyware that can be remotely and covertly installed on mobile phones. Both iOS and Android, often using zero-click exploits, meaning it can infect a device without the user taking any action, like clicking a link. Capabilities. Once installed, it gives the operator virtually complete access to the phone's data, including reading text messages, emails, and messages from encrypted apps, like WhatsApp and Telegram, collecting photos, videos, and passwords, tracking the user's location, secretly activating the phone's camera and microphone to record conversations and surroundings. NSO Group's claim. The company states that it licenses Pegasus only to vetted governments for the sole purpose of combating crime and terrorism. The Pegasus Project. Investigation. Nature. An international collaborative effort by over 80 journalists from 17 media organizations, coordinated by the Paris-based nonprofit Forbidden Stories, with technical support from Amnesty International's Security Lab. The leak. The investigation centered on a leaked list of over 50,000 phone numbers believed to have been selected as persons of interest by NSO Group's government clients since 2016. The findings. Forensic analysis confirmed that the Pegasus spyware had successfully or attempted to infect the devices of numerous non-criminal targets, including nearly 200 journalists, human rights activists, lawyers, and political dissidents, multiple current and former heads of state and government. Impact. The revelation, published in July 2021, sparked a global outcry, leading to various government inquiries, legal actions, and calls for stricter regulation of the cyber surveillance industry. In summary, Pegasus is the spyware, and Project Pegasus is the journalistic investigation that revealed the alleged global abuse of that powerful surveillance tool by various governments. Moving on to another subject. KL Math Legend. According to the local Klamath indigenous tribes, Mount Shasta is habitated by the spirit chief Skell, who descended from heaven to the mountain's summit. Skell fought with the spirit of the billow world, Lao, who resided at Mount Mazama, bite-throwing hot rocks and lava, probably representing the volcanic eruptions at both mountains. A writer, Joaquin Miller, recorded various legends in the 1870s. Another legend of Mount Shasta has also been a focus for non-Native American legends, entered on a hidden city named Tylos, of advanced being who, along with the legend of Atlantis, existed before the last ice age, with both civilizations cohabitating the earth. As with all legends, Lemuria grew from offhand mention of Lemuria in the 1800s, although the source of this legend is lost to time of who made this myth up. In 1905, A Dweller on Two Planets by Frederick Spencer Oliver was published, which claimed that survivors from a sunken continent called Lemuria were living in or on Mount Shasta. 3. Oliver's Lemurians lived in a complex system of tunnels beneath with jeweled walls and fur-carpeted floors within the mountain, and occasionally were seen walking the surface dressed in white robes. In 1931, Harvey Spencer Lewis, using the pseudonym Wish R.S. Pennell, Serv. 5, wrote a book published by the ancient mystical order, Rossi Crucis, about the hidden Lemurians of Mount Shasta, that a bibliography on Mount Shasta described as responsible for the legend's widespread popularity. 6. This belief has been incorporated into numerous new religious movements, including IMA. Activity, the Summit Lighthouse / Church Universal and Triumphant / Keepers of the Flame. 7. Love Has Won and Cryon. 8. Several UFO sightings were reported in the proximity of Mount Shasta and are speculated in local legends to be lenticular clouds hiding Lemurian motherships visiting the hidden city of Telos. 9. Bigfoot sightings at Shasta have also been reported in cryptozoology. 10. As well as stories about interdimensional beings connected to the ascended masters. 11. California's Mount Shasta has been the subject of large amounts of myths and legends. Peculiar, it is often said that there's a secret city beneath its peaks. In some stories, the city is no longer inhabited, while in others, they claim it's inhabited by a advanced society of human beings or mythical creatures. Count of Saint Germain. According to Guy Ballard, while hiking on Mount Shasta, he encountered a man who introduced himself as Count of Saint Germain, who is said to have started Ballard on the path to discovering the teachings that would become I Am activity. J.C. Brown. According to a legend, J.C. Brown was a British prospector who discovered a lost underground city beneath Mount Shasta in 1904. 12. Brown had been hired by the Lord Cowdray Mining Company of England to prospect for gold and discovered a cave which sloped downward for 11 miles, 18 km. In the cave, he found an underground village filled with gold shields and mummies, some being up to 10 feet, 3.0 m, tall. He told his story 30 years later to John C. Root, who proceeded to gather an exploration team in Stockton, California. About 80 people joined the team, but, on the day the team was to set out, Brown did not show up. Brown was not heard from again. Efrans's History of Crater Lake. Oregon Explorer. Archived from the original on February 26, 2019. Retrieved April 21, 2012. The Origin of the Lemurian Legend. Folklore of Mount Shasta. College of the Siskiyous. Archived from the original on September 19, 2012. Chapter 19 Legends, Historical Interpretations and AMP Reviews. Mount Shasta, Annotated Bibliography. College of the Siskiyous. Archived from the original on June 27, 2012. Retrieved September 17, 2012. Zanger, Michael, 1992. M.T. Shasta, History, Legend and AMP Lore. Berkeley, Calif. Celestial Arts. ISBN 089087674-6. OKC 26,260,015. Melton, J. Gordon, March 1999. Religious Leaders of America, a biographical guide to founders and leaders of religious bodies, churches, and spiritual groups in North America. Second Revised ed. Cengage Gale. p. 332. ISBN 9780810388789. Mace, William C. 1993. Mount Shasta, an Annotated Bibliography. College of the Siskiyous. p. 146. https://www.keepersofttheflame.org/Brockman, NC. 2011. Encyclopedia of Sacred Places. ABC Clio. p. 361. ISBN 978-1,598,846,546. Exhibitions, new. The Lenticular Clouds of Mount Shasta. www.mtshastamuseum.com. Mount Shasta Museum. Retrieved November 29, 2023. E4, S17. The Mystery of Mount Shasta. History.com. History Channel. Retrieved November 29, 2023. Kinyari, Laura, September 4, 2020. There's Something About Mount Shasta. Atlas Obscura. Retrieved November 29, 2023. Moran, M. Suman, M. 2006. Weird, California. Sterling Publishing Company. p. 58. ISBN 978-1,402,600,000. 733,840. Time for a short time out. Mount Hayes is the highest mountain in the eastern Alaska Range, in the U.S. state of Alaska. Despite not being a 14er, it is one of the largest peaks in the United States in terms of rise above local terrain. For example, the northeast face rises 8,000 feet 440 m in approximately 2 miles, 3.2 km. This large vertical relief contributes to Mount Hayes being the 51st most topographically prominent peak in the world. 3. The mountain was named in 1898 by W. J. Peters and A. H. Brooks. Of the U.S. Geological Survey for Charles Willard Hayes, 1858–1916. A geologist with the survey from 1887 through 1911. 4. On the 29th of July 1941. Bradford Washburn, Barbara Washburn 5, Benjamin Ferris, Sterling Hendricks, Henry Hall, and William Shand reached 12,650 ft. Via the North Ridge, but a storm was approaching, and with the summit only a little over 1,000 ft higher, and just half a mile away, the party decided that they should descend to safety. On August 1, 1941, the party made another attempt. Hall remained in camp, but the others were successful in making the first ascent of Mount Hayes. 6. The route up the North Ridge wasn't repeated until 1975. It is considered one of the great landmarks of Alaskan mountaineering because of its great technical difficulty at the time. 7. Today's standard climbing route is the East Ridge, Alaska Grade 2+. Mount Hayes is not frequently climbed due to its remoteness and the resulting access difficulties. Climate based on the Köppen climate classification, Mount Hayes is located in a subarctic climate zone with long, cold, snowy winters and mild summers. 8. Temperatures can drop below 20 degrees C with wind chill factors below 30 degrees C. This climate supports glaciers on its slopes, including the Hayes Glacier. Precipitation runoff from the mountain drains into tributaries of the Tanana River drainage basin. The months May through June offer the most favorable weather for climbing or viewing. Another famous mountain alleged to be inhabited by beings from outer space. The paranormal activity surrounding Mount Hayes is primarily linked to the show The Alaska Triangle, which features the mountain as a location for various mysterious claims, including a supposed underground alien base and other UFO activity. This has led to it being considered a paranormal hotspot. Despite being a real mountain with high local relief. The Alaska Triangle series. The mountain gained paranormal notoriety from an episode of the show The Alaska Triangle, which explored a supposed underground alien base on or beneath it. UFO activity. The show and related discussions link Mount Hayes to various UFO and extraterrestrial claims, including sightings of strange lights and objects, says The Alaska Triangle. Geographic features. The claims are often connected to the mountain's unusual geographic characteristics and its location within the larger Alaska Triangle region, a name given to an area known for its high number of unexplained disappearances and other oddities. The Secrets of Mount Hayes refers to a television episode and related podcast episodes from the series The Alaska Triangle, which investigates paranormal and UFO-related phenomena in Alaska, including the theory of a secret underground alien base beneath the mountain. The episode features eyewitness accounts, UFO hunter investigations, and analyses of mysterious findings like strange snow formations. Focus of the secrets. The secrets center on alleged paranormal and extraterrestrial activity, particularly the idea of a hidden alien base inside the mountain. Evidence explored. The investigation includes UFO sightings, eyewitness video evidence, and the discovery of a strange snow circle with high levels of tungsten. Media coverage. The topic is featured in a specific episode of The Alaska Triangle, which is available on platforms like HBO Max, Tubi, and the Travel Channel. It is also the subject of podcast episodes on platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. According to conspiracy theorists, there is a new Area 51 located underneath Mt. Hayes. They believe there is a base where aliens and CIA operatives work side by side on advanced technology used by the U.S. military. including modern stealth fighters such as the B-1 bomber and F-35 fighter jets. However, the CIA has never confirmed the existence of an alien base or any collaboration with extraterrestrials. The government's official stance is that extraterrestrial life does not exist. This echoes the historical responses surrounding Roswell, where the narrative has often been to deny any unusual incidents. Local residents have reported sightings of colored streaks of light, orbs traveling at high speeds, and even mysterious disappearances. One notable report came from Jared Augustin, a former security officer, who claimed he witnessed a glowing orb hovering in the night sky near Mount Hayes. To his astonishment, the orb suddenly split into 3 separate lights. It was a UFO of extraterrestrial origin, Augustin told DMAX UK, adding that he stood frozen and shaking as the bizarre sight unfolded. These theories surrounding alien activity have prompted the public to scour Google Maps in search of signs of the alleged secret base. According to conspiracy theorists, there is a new Area 51 located underneath MT Hayes. They believe there is a base where aliens and CIA operatives work side by side on advanced technology used by the U.S. military, including modern stealth fighters such as the B-1 bomber and F-35 fighter jets. However, the CIA has never confirmed the existence of an alien base or any collaboration with extraterrestrials. The government's official stance is that extraterrestrial life does not exist. This echoes the historical responses surrounding Roswell, where the narrative has often been to deny any unusual incidents. Local residents have reported sightings of colored streaks of light, orbs traveling at high speeds, and even mysterious disappearances. One notable report came from Jared Augustin, a former security officer, who claimed he witnessed a glowing orb hovering in the night sky near Mount Hayes. To his astonishment, the orb suddenly split into 3 separate lights. It was a UFO of extraterrestrial origin, Augustin told DMX UK, adding that he stood frozen and shaking as the bizarre sight unfolded. These theories surrounding alien activity have prompted the public to scour Google Maps in search of signs of the alleged secret base. Some conspiracy theorists claim there's missing satellite data over Mount Hayes, allegedly to hide the base's location. Wow, that's a big coincidence. In a very specific shape, one Reddit user commented, pointing to a rectangular patch seemingly missing from the mountain on Google Maps. Also, the sightings of UFOs around the mountain. One incident, a witness saw a green light hovering over MT Hayes within seconds. It appeared to vanish behind the mountain. Other crafts have capabilities of a helicopter, but it can reverse direction at any given moment. No known aircraft can do this. Meanwhile, other UFOs can speed up to Mach 1 or instantly vanish from sight. The most famous incident is the disappearance of Majority Leader Hale Boggs, which disappeared en route from Anchorage to Juneau. This occurred in 1972. In spite of spending 39 days searching an area covering 325,000 square miles, no wreckage or remains have ever been found. Brian Erickson was reported missing after departing the village of Healy Lake on a green Polaris Ranger side-by-side vehicle. This happened in December 2023. Search efforts was initiated, and the operation became a search and recovery mission on December 6th of that year. The combination of rough terrain and weather and very little populated areas make it a harrowing task of looking for a lost soul.
Resources: the Daily Mail article. Wikipedia, the Y-Files, Google. That is pretty much for this podcast. Have a great morning, lunchtime, and evening. This episode was written by Adolfo Rico Jr., produced and recorded in Riverside, KTA, USA.